Hi everybody, this is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. This is the full moon view for my fire sign. So if you are an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo, I am talking to you. This is just to give you an idea of what's happening with the moon astrologically. I'll give you a little update about that. You can see where you sit with that. I will also be pulling 3 cards, one for each sign from Colette Baron Reid, The Enchanted Map, for some direction. And I'll also be reading from the Sun and Moon Tarot just to clarify as well. So I'll get right into the astrological implications for this moon. The moon is coming in Gemini. Gemini is a thinking, moving, communicating moon. So it is about communication, but this particular moon, by it coming in the 19th degree of Gemini, is bringing a lot of opportunities, or a lot of people, or a lot of choices that we can make. Everything that we've been praying about, our heart's desire, what our heart needs to feel fulfilled, we have been pushing that out into the universe, whether or not we know it or not. And now the universe is responding by bringing us some choices related to the things that we have been asking for and praying for. So now there's a couple of other things to think about. The sun, which is sitting opposite the moon at this time, is asking for you to see these choices, accept that these are the result of what you've been praying for, but also to think about your future. Don't just think about what you want right now and what's going to satisfy you right now. It also wants you to think about how this can be how the choice that you're making can sustain you in the future. So it's not just about now, it's for the future. You want to think about both. The other thing is you want to be in a state of quiet observation as these choices are coming in. You don't want to just grab at the first thing you see or the first thing that delights you. You want to look at how it's going to sustain you over time. And you also want to do some observation, because you want to see, is that really the answer to what it is that I've been asking for? So lots of choices. Great things coming with this full moon. Expect for anything related to what you have set your intentions around. Pay attention to how that's going to come through and how it is coming through. But also look at making the wisest choice, discerning the choices that are presenting themselves to you. Fire signs. And making the best choice for you in the long run. Watch and wait before you make a move. Don't just make the first move unless you have to. If you have to grab at it, if it's presented itself and you got to do something, and go ahead and make that move. But do know that there are other opportunities out there that may present themselves. So if you do have to take something on a snap judgment, make sure it's something that maybe doesn't require a long-term commitment, because if it does and something else comes along that is more appealing to you, you want to be able to step into that. I hope that makes sense for you, fire signs. So I am reading from Colette Baron Reid's The Enchanted Map. I don't have the box with me, unfortunately, but this is from Colette Baron Reid, The Enchanted Map, to get direction. And again, I will be clarifying with the Sun and Moon Tarot. All right, so the first card up is for my Aries friends, and then the second card is for my Leo friends, and the third card is for my Sagittarius friends. So I'm going to start with Aries, and we have the magic prayer. The magic prayer is sending out what you're sending out, what you're putting out, what it is that you have been praying for and asking for, and then again waiting to see what this Gemini moon is going to bring in for you. Remember the prayer that you made. Remember what it is that you asked for. That's what this is telling me, Aries, for you, is you got to remember what you asked for, because the things that are coming through are going to really match that. And you don't want to be oblivious to what you asked for. Your heart knows what it is that it wants. Your heart knows what it is that your heart knows what it is that you want. So if you search your heart, you will find what it is that you truly desire. I have the Six of Swords in reverse, the Hermit upright, and the Hierophant in reverse. So the Hermit to me tells me is that this is a time of quiet contemplation, quiet observation, paying attention to what it is that's coming through for you right now and what messages it's bringing to you about what it is that you have prayed about or what it is that you asked for. Okay? So that's what we're looking at right now. Again, that mercurial, that Mercury and Sagittarius energy, that mercurial energy is saying to wait, to watch, to look at, to observe, and make sure that that's what you're asking for, or that's what you asked for. I have the Six of Swords in reverse, which to me shows me your focus and what it is that you have been focused on. And again, I just feel like this is just a repeat of this message that came through with when the magic prayer card first fell on the table, and that is to remember what it is that you asked for, remember what it is that you prayed for, and remember what it is that you're trying to do over time, not just in the moment. And then the Hierophant in reverse, again, it's just there is some teaching coming through or trying to come through around this. But the teaching is going to come through your quiet contemplation and meditation. It's not going to come from outside of you, from somebody else's opinion or from somebody else's admonitions or something else that somebody else thinks that you should do. It's not going to come from that. It's going to come from this. And it's going to come from searching your own heart and what it is that you said that you wanted to do in the first place, okay? And what you've been praying about, Aries, okay? All right, moving right along to Leo. Leo, you all have the education card. So this is a time when you're going to be learning some things. All educational material does not come from a book, but that doesn't mean that it's not coming from the book. We have Gemini. We have a Gemini moon. Gemini moons are thinking moons. They're learning moons. Geminis like to take in lots of information. The Gemini energy is about taking in information. So you're going to be doing that through observation, and that's where you're going to be learning the most, is by observing the things that are coming through for you right now. The Fool in reverse says that you have been down this road before. This isn't new to you, to me. This is not new to you. So don't act like it's new. Take the information that you've already gained in your experience. So this education here is also your experiences. Don't ignore your experiences. We've got Temperance here coming in. So there's a balance of information, or a balance of knowledge, or a balance of the information that's coming in. There has to be a balance between that which you have learned already and that what's coming through for you right now. The things that you've learned from your experience is going to help you understand what's coming through for you right now, and it's going to allow you to be able to make the best choices for yourself. Again, we're talking about the sun asking you to look down the road. That's what this Temperance is all about. The Temperance is about what you have learned so far, Leo, and how you're going to use that information to make the best choices for yourself in the future. Your life has been an education. King of Swords, decision-making position. All right, so yes, there are some choices that you're going to be making. These choices that you're making, Leo, are based on what you have already experienced, what you've already learned, what you already know based on your experiences, and not denying that at all. And being in a position not to deny that you can make the wisest choice for yourself. You can actually make an educated guess, and not even a guess, it's like an educated choice. You're going to be making a clear decision based on the information that you've already received. There are new choices coming in, again, with the Gemini moon. There are new things coming in, but as those new things come in, you're going to be able to use the discernment from your wisdom, the wisdom of your own experience, to be able to narrow that down and make choices much easier for yourself. All right, Leo. All right, now for Sagittarius, we're talking about healing. So this is a healing time for you. The things that are coming through with this Gemini moon are there to heal you, or there to to be a balm or a salve or a balm. There's some spiritual messages coming through for you. Things of a spiritual nature. This is coming in reverse, so I want you to be listening for what's coming through spiritually in relationship to the healing. So even if this is something physical or something mental or emotional, there's a spiritual bent behind it. There's something that's connected to your spirit, or that your spirit is resisting, or that your spirit is not it has to do with something spiritual. So whatever the healing is that's happened, whatever thing needs to be healed, I will say it in a minute. Whatever thing needs to be healed, whether it's your heart or whether it's your past or whatever, there's something spiritual in nature that goes with that. So you want to be paying attention to it. We've got the 5 of Swords here. That's about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. The things that you can't control, get rid of it. The things that are causing you internal conflict, spiritual conflict, internal conflict, mental conflict, get rid of it. It's time to end that now for yourself. And you're going to do it spiritually, through spiritual things. It could be meditation and prayer. It could be laying on of hands. Maybe somebody who has the gift of healing. Could be Reiki. Reiki can definitely help you, especially if you're having emotional issues or emotional or things, mental issues or karmic stuff that needs to be resolved. And then I got the Hangman, which is about releasing and letting go of all of that. So I get that I'm feeling like this is something of a mental nature, something of the mental, because we have this 5 of Swords. Swords is in the mind. So it could be something that you've been holding on to, that's been preying on your mind. Could be guilt, could be shame, could be just feeling some kind of way about some past action or something from your past that's still kind of needling at you, but it has to be released and let go of. And you got to look at the spirit of the thing. You got to look at the spirit of the situation. You got to go all the way to the spirit, not just what you're looking at right in front of you. Because I get that you've already, Sagittarius, you've already played through this in your head over and over and over and over again. You've already done that, right? But now you got to just say, okay, this is what I know. And you got to pan out and go to the 10,000 foot view on it in order to be able to let it go and to be able to heal it too. Because right now you're kind of in it. You're all up in it, but you gotta pan out and breathe a little bit so that you can see. Again, be watchful and observant. And be observant of the spiritual message that's coming through this mental conflict that you're having. But I definitely see healing coming for you. So as things are coming in for you, Sagittarius, these choices, these opportunities, it's really going to be opportunities for you to look at this thing that needs to be healed, but to look at it from a spiritual perspective. So be on the lookout for people, readers, whatever. If you need to get a reading, you know where to call. You know how to call me, right? You know how to reach out if that's needed, or whoever you feel most comfortable with getting your readings from. You might want to consult your readers or your spiritual counselors or your therapist as well. But I really think that this is going to go beyond the therapy. This is really about something of a spiritual nature. So you might want to make sure that you're making that connection there as these things are coming through. All right, then, let's see, Aries and Leo and Sagittarius, that is your full moon view. I hope you all have a great full moon. If you want to get your own full moon reading, which will look at your goals, your objectives, how you're coming along with that, if there's any blockages to your goals and objectives. If you're blocking your goal and objective, it will meet that out too. So if you need to get a full moon reading just so that you can set your intentions and set your goals, this is the end of the year. This is December, so this is also a good time to set your goals for 2020 as well. So if you want to use the full moon view to take a look at setting some goals and objectives for 2020, I highly recommend that for you. As always, I hope you have a great full moon, and I hope you have and are having a wonderful life.